Hello everyone, this is Christina.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Andy, and we are Lacuna Coil.
And you're on Hit the Floor. Rock on.
Hey, welcome back. This is Craig Oates, and you're tuned in to Hit the Floor. It's good to see you again in my ever-changing studio. This week on Hit the Floor, I caught up with goth metalers Lacuna Coil in Bristol.
Alright, brilliant. Here we go. Hi, this is Craig with Hit the Floor magazine. I'm here in Bristol, a lot closer to home with Lacuna Coil. How are you guys? You okay?
Yeah. Very, very good.
Yeah, good to be back in the UK, is it?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
Do you know, I saw you twice last year. Like, you did Download last year, and you did that tour with Bullet for My Valentine as well. Do you love the UK that much you just can't stop coming back here kind of thing?
Well, we actually have the opposite feeling. We would like to play here more often because, especially last year, we concentrated ourselves on the American market. So obviously, we cannot be in two places at the same time. And this time, we decided that the first tour was going to be a European tour, and you know, we love the UK, so
that's
we
brilliant.
picked it first.
And you've asked, I understand you've been asked to go back to the Download Festival again this year.
We cannot really talk about festivals yet because
I see.
you know how is it.
Oh, fair
But
enough.
honestly, I don't think you can play those type of festival twice in a row, you know. So
Yeah.
we played last year with the same album, so I don't think this year we might play some other festivals in the UK,
Sure.
but I don't think Download is gonna happen.
No, probably that's
really
gonna
hard.
happen again next year. You
Yeah,
know,
I
but like
see
this
what you
is like would be 2 years in a row.
I
so.
see. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, do you like festivals as well? Do you like the whole festival vibe?
Yeah, we actually like playing festivals just as much as we like playing clubs or arenas or whatever. I mean, it's of course like a different vibe. You know, when you play like a small venue, it's more you have like a very close contact with the fans, with the crowd.
Yeah.
When you play festivals, it's like a adrenaline rush because it's like a huge amount of people and so on. So
And I suppose I think the thing is that I find is with your music, you can listen to it in like different ways. Like it's it's kind of like big enough to kind of be play to a large crowd, but also it's kind of chilled out as well. So it kind of fits both ways. Do you know what I mean? Do you kind of feel like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's we were talking about it like today. It's we are a weird band because it seems that we can appeal to a lot of people, but at the same time we're really unique because we're mixing up different influences. Every member of the band has not different tastes, but we're listening to any kind of music, and we're probably bringing all that in our music, creating something new that it's in the middle of everything because we're incorporating any kind of music in our style.
It's maybe a little harder to. It's harder to put us in a category.
It is.
Where you say, okay, now bands like, I don't know, for example, Bring Me the Horizon are popular, so you put a lot of bands in the same category because they have a similar look or a heavy sound like them.
Absolutely.
While for us, it's really hard to say, because we kind of can appeal on a goth environment, but also on a metal and on a rock environment as well. So that's why we've been touring with all kinds of bands. We've been touring with Disturbed, as well as Dimmu Borgir, as well as POD, as well as Typo Negative. So a lot of complete different bands, and we always had kind of good response every time.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you kind of fit into different categories, but not one in particular.
And sometimes it's a plus. Sometimes it's harder, because you don't know how to describe, and you can't really go in a bandwagon because you're not exactly that kind of.
But I suppose that's better that you don't kind of because everything's got a label now to it, hasn't it? Do you know what I mean? There's like new genres being invented every day, isn't there? So it's kind of, I suppose it's good to kind of stay out of that kind of category, isn't it? Really.
It's definitely good for us. I mean, we've been around for more than 10 years now, and we're always evolving ourselves because we never really liked cliches. And well, maybe when we started, we were more of a goth band, the kind of classic goth bands. But there's so much more in music and that to discover and to elaborate. That.
I mean, especially now listening to your new album, Shallow Life. It's kind of sounds a lot different from your other stuff, but still has the elements of like Lacuna Coil sound to it. I mean, is it fair to say you've kind of maybe gone for like, it's got more of like a pop sound to it maybe on this album?
I think the album and the band basically is made of three elements, which are rock, metal, and dark atmosphere.
Yeah.
And I think every album you can take of Lacuna Coil, you can always have these three elements. Sometimes it can be more dark, sometimes more metal, sometimes more rock. Like in this case, I think what you mean for pop is like it's more, you can listen and you get more straightforward choruses, or more simple structure of the songs, which is, for me, is more rock. Compared to the more complicated metal riffs and buildings of a song. So I think these three elements are always our trademark, and will always be, because that's what we are, and we just shake things up every time.
That's so cool, because I think I read somewhere as well, you said that you wanted to focus on the vocals on this album, is that right?
Yeah, we wanted to have...
Not only on vocals, but we definitely wanted something more clear. We definitely wanted to send a specific message, especially with our lyrics. And we see it. We see it every night. The kids are singing it. The kids are making the lyrics theirs, and that's fantastic.
Yeah. So it's like you've kind of created like anthems as well, haven't you? Really, in a kind of
I mean, it wasn't really like a planned thing. I mean, it kind of was, of course, but I mean, it was really what was coming up when we were writing the songs. You know?
Absolutely.
It was kind of a natural thing happening there.
Yeah, I think the fact that we've been working for the first time also with a producer, which is a mother tongue producer, an American.
Right.
So it's not, usually we work with the German guy, which was more taking care about the music and the fact that the lyrics were in correct English, and that's it. But while this time around we've been working with somebody which has a huge experience in terms of writing a song. Starting also from the lyrics. So he really let us do work on the lyrics and work on the pronunciation of the words very carefully to have more clear message. And as of course Don, the producer, has more of a hands-on on what's going on. And if you listen to a song in a radio and you really want to understand the lyrics properly, while before we always try to write more something a bit more poetic, because we thought it was a good way to combine the musical style with the concept we had.
Yeah, I see.
This time we still have our concept, but they're just expressed in a more clear way. That's what we meant by the vocals and the being more prominent, more clear.
Right, I see. Because my favourite songs on the album are Wide Awake and The Pain, because it kind of, for those two songs, it kind of reminds me of like the kind of older kind of Lacuna Coil sound. I think those two songs kind of stand out as kind of, you know, going back to the kind of the older sound that you had on the first few albums. I mean, is that fair to say, do you think, you know, those two songs?
I don't know, probably Wide Awake, because, you know, it's more epic and classic. I wouldn't say the same thing for The Pain, because at least according to me, to my ears, it's more cinematographic. Can you say cinematic? Cinematografico, it's in Italian, sorry. more cinematic. I would totally see a song like that, like in a movie, you know, like a dark movie about, I don't know, about Tim Burton, vampire stuff like that, but not really like the stuff that we did in the past.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
But probably what you get is the dark element maybe of the song, the dark vibe of the song.
It's it kind of really draws you in, and it kind of, it sounds like Pain. Does that make sense?
It does.
It sounds
it's
like
actually
Pain.
great that everybody's giving different interpretations of the songs. That's what music is about.
Do you find it easy to kind of like transfer your songs to acoustic then?
It's not easy, because
It's
we're
not
not
super
an acoustic
easy.
band.
Yeah, sure.
So it's.
I mean, I think
transform
that
an electric song.
it actually worked out so far. But you know, songs that were born to be specifically electric are not that easy to transform into an acoustic version. I mean, although we managed, I think, pretty well. It's not the way the songs were supposed to be in the first place, you know.
I see.
Some songs works really well. Some other, you have to struggle. Like Spellbound, for example, we did it because, of course, it was the first single, so we had to do it in the radio in acoustic. But I think it's not the perfect song to be acoustic.
I see.
While I won't tell you, for example, the new single is much better because it's already, the way it's written is already much more based on vocals, and it has a strong guitar riff that you can reproduce easily on the acoustic.
Of course.
So it depends from song to song.
Cool, brilliant. What do you prefer? Do you prefer like the MP3 download, or do you prefer having the actual physical CD?
I usually prefer to have the real support, just because it's something that you have in your hands. I mean, now obviously it's not like it was in the past that people was just like waiting a date of the release to have the physical support. Now you can have it on internet, but it's not the same thing.
No,
I want to see the artwork, especially I love limited edition. And now that's why we also released the Shallow Life Deluxe edition, because a lot of people was asking for that.
Oh wow.
I think it's better to have the support.
What I don't really like from MP3 is the quality of the audio, because when you play a real CD in a proper audio system, it's a completely different world. I mean, you hear the bass, you hear all the frequencies, while the MP3 is cool if you go around with an iPod, or you know, if we are on tour, we always listen to MP3 because we don't have room for bringing the CDs, of course. But at home, I only listen to CDs. I don't like MP3s as the best. We invest a lot of time and money to make the CD sounds great, and we go to Ted Jensen to do the master, and, you know, and we spend money, and we want people to hear that it sounds good. It sounds big. It sounds how a rock album should sound.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not a flat mid-range frequency. You know?
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like you own it either, does it, when you download?
And what scares me is that a lot of the new generation, they only know the MP3. They only know music through internet or MySpace, or it's okay. It's a good way to promote the band, to know about bands, of course. But I don't like the fact that some people only know that as music. You know,
absolutely.
It's not the pleasure of music to me. I grew up with vinyls and then with CDs. And it's like a DVD. I want to see a DVD with a 5.1 audio. I don't want to see a DVX. You know, on small computers. I can, of course, on tour I can watch a movie on my iPod, but not at home.
You know the quality is going to be crap.
Not at home. At home, I want to
one.
see a proper movie with proper audio.
Amazing. I know that whole kind of journey to go and get that album. You wait till that Friday, and you have to go out into town to kind of queue up and buy it. Yeah, it's kind of lost now, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. I mean, people nowadays are like they became lazier. So whenever you have to buy something, I can do it online. You don't even have to go to the shop.
Exactly.
Know,
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's like that kind of stuff is kind of lost nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, guys, I got actually a surprise for you now. Okay. Now I'm sure you get asked to do a lot of interviews. Okay, but when you do an interview with Hit the Floor, you get a free gift when you do the interview.
Oh, excellent.
So get this right. This, okay, is a very special gift. It's something that Hit the Floor that we give to all of our favourite bands that we interview. So who wants this? Somebody can open that up.
We're gonna spread it.
Come on.
We're gonna share.
Who's the right person?
It's a T-shirt.
It's a T-shirt.
It's a Lacuna Coil T-shirt.
Hey, what does it say?
No.
Read it out. Read it out.
I've been interviewed by Craig Oates.
That's me. There we go. Now, what other
It's an
interview
awesome shirt.
Exactly.
You only have one.
Only have one. Oh, I'm sorry. I know. I should bring more next time. It's like your size, by the way.
Yeah, small. The first time we get a small because it's always like at
really?
triple XL.
It's hard to see. It's hard to see how
When
tall
we
people
go
are
to
on
radios,
TV.
they're giving us merchandise like we're not gonna be able to wear it.
Well, there we
Thank
go.
you
That's
so
just
much.
for you. It's no problem.
Thank
So
you.
before we leave, then, guys, what is the best piece of advice you've ever been given on anything?
Get a lawyer.
Yeah, that's
Right.
definitely a very good piece of advice.
Get a lawyer.
Get a lawyer.
There we go. Get a
I'll
lawyer.
go for that.
Okay.
Instead of nothing is better instead.
Yeah.
That's an Italian
It's
say.
been a lawyer.
It's an Italian say that we translate and doesn't make sense probably in English, but it's instead of nothing is better instead.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, cool. Well, seriously, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. I'm really looking forward to the show tonight. So that was Lacuna Coil in Bristol. Thank you very
Yay.
much.
Yay.
Bye.
Cool.
So that was Lacuna Coil in Bristol, and after that interview, the band went on and played an incredible show. Before we go, I'd just like to announce an incredible all-day goth festival which will be taking place on the 20th of March in the Fleece in Bristol this year. The Gothic Festival will be open at 12 PM until 2 AM and will hopefully be an incredible night of Gothic music. So that's all from me this week. I look forward to seeing you again next week. My name is Craig Oates, and remember, you know who does it best right here on Hit the Floor.